hear the radio go off and listen to what the call is and get going straight away. Once you're there, you deal with the patient, and from there your training pretty much kicks in. It's very much we do what we do, and we do it every day, and we're very good at it. The key is to get the job done with and give the best care we can.
Hatzolah was started in 1998 in South Africa. It started off with a small group of individuals who had basic life-saving equipment, and the idea then was just to be a bridge between the call coming out and the ambulance services getting onto scene, so we could get somebody onto scene very quickly.
But obviously, as Hatzolah became more and more popular amongst the community and amongst the greater community, we started getting more and more emergencies every day. So if we look in the early 2000s, we were doing approximately 30 calls a month. We're now doing approximately 200 calls a month.
Those medical emergencies range from incidents which are, we call them medical-based, which are your heart attacks or your strokes, to trauma-based emergencies, which are kind of your gunshots or your motor car accidents. And life in those cases is hanging in the balance. And from our side, we need to make sure that we get that patient the fastest, best medical care and get them into a top-class hospital as fast as we can.
Today we sit with a full-time team of 2 ambulance crews and 1 advanced life support full-time during the day, and we've grown now into probably the country's strongest, most efficient, most sophisticated, most qualified EMS that there is. Our heart monitors and defibrillators are the top of the range. Our ventilators are the top of the range. We have the ability to transmit ECGs to the cardiologist on call and get diagnoses and get the patient to the right care as quickly as possible. No one else in the country can do that at the moment. We have automated CPR compression machines that allow the good, consistent compressions to be done during CPR, which no one else in the country has.
We have regular training here, in-house training in our beautiful new training room, and that training is to take the newly qualified and even old hands, and we practice our skills and we better our skills and we try new patient treatments, and we continually improving our skill levels and how we do things and work together as a team.
We started a project a few years ago teaching CPR and basic first aid to pretty much everyone. We've been teaching people in schools. We run regular courses at our office, at our training center, and our goal is to get everyone in the community learning how to save a life.
The Hatzolah model is that you have volunteers who live and work in the community that they respond to, that they are looking after. And when an emergency comes out, it's dispatched simultaneously to all of those volunteers. Some people are sometimes astounded because sometimes somebody's next door or driving by, and that's when we have our response times of 1 minute or 2 minutes. But it comes from that idea that you have a social network of volunteers.
Whenever there's a call, each of the volunteers receive the call. Whoever is available to respond to the call and whoever's closest will respond. I've always had the desire to do more, to get involved. And I think once Hatzolah offered the opportunity to run the training in-house, it was an answer to a calling that I had.
About 4 or 5 years ago, I was riding my bike down the hill in the Suikerbos Nature Reserve. I was doing about 100 k's an hour, hit some sand, crashed into the wall, and I had the honor of being treated by the Singer brothers, and ever since that day I wanted to join Hatzolah. 365 days, 24 hours a day, that's it. I'm available and ready to respond from my house, from wherever I am, university. I'm always available, always have a cell phone ready to go.
Most people aren't here because it's a job, because it's just something they've got to do every day. They're here because they're passionate. They're here because they care about the patient at the end. And that I think, is the big differential. You can have all the money in the world with the best equipment, you can have the best training, but if your attitude isn't right, you're not going to win. And I think we've got that.
And at the end of the day, we are involved in this to reach out and to other people and reach out in a chesed way, in a loving kindness kind of way to other people. So that's an underwritten and underlying foundation that everything sits on top of. When somebody calls Hatzolah, it's because they are in trouble and people are not sure where to turn. And they call Hatzolah and all of a sudden everything is managed for them. So it's like your family member comes to treat you and help you.
We walk around the street and every day people come up to us and say, you guys do an amazing job, you're the angels of the community, we can't do without you. And that's a daily thing. So if there's ever a job that gets thanks, this is it. It's most people say I work thankless jobs, I work a job that's constantly thanked. And it's nice, it's a good feeling. And it's not just me, it's a team of 60, 70 of us who work together to do it. And the community is certainly, both from an appreciation perspective, by saying thank you, they do, and secondly by financing it. They've really come to the party and enabled us to have what we have today, a proper headquarters, a proper base, proper equipment, proper vehicles, and proper training.
But when you focus on patients and what's best for the patient, and you put money aside, you can only do that if you have the most unbelievably generous donors, which allow us to provide the Jewish community with the best medical emergency service that can be provided. And if you think about it, the sole reason for our existence actually is to serve the community. We have no other reason for existence. And in response, the community have opened their arms, and the generosity of the community to Hatzolah has been amazing.